Alright, so today we're talking about the death of Rod Kay in November of 2020. Now, his death was actually pretty complicated, pretty convoluted. I mean, there was like two different theories about what happened, two different shooting locations, all sorts of motives, and it's just want to give you guys some heads up that this is pretty complicated, and it's a lot more convoluted than most of the other incidents that I'll probably be discussing in the future. So just getting that out the way straight ahead. But what we do know for certain is that on November 20th of 2020, Rod Kay was killed. Now there's two different theories. I've seen News4Jack says he was killed in Hilltop Village, which is 6 block. But then I've seen other people say he was killed on like a road, on a residential road, like on Dunn's Avenue. One interesting thing though about his death was that there was no bullet casings found around the car, or there was no bullet holes through the car, which suggests, some people think, was that he was actually killed by his friends. They said he was out to go do a drill. Theory 1 is that he was out to avenge SH00TING, who had died the day before, and one of his friends accidentally ended up shooting him, and then to avoid getting charged with murder, they just left him in the car and dipped. Now the other theory is that he was actually out spinning, but he kind of got counterspun. People saw him spinning, and then they killed him before he could get to them. Now, whether this was done by 1200 or ATK or whatever, no one knows. No arrests have been made in connection to this, which is pretty standard Jacksonville stuff, but I want to look over here. This is where News4Jack is saying he was killed, this is 6 block. It's called Hilltop Village. I don't know why it says New Hope Homes now. They might have changed the name to it, but as you can see, this is 6 block, 45th Moncrief, Northside Jacksonville. And this image over here on the site seems like it was taken in this sort of like courtyard parking lot area, which is probably around here in the front of it. If this is the actual site, they might have gotten confused and actually reported Rod Kay's death as SH00TING's death, which wasn't the case, because I mean, if there was two shootings right back to back, they might have gotten confused and reported the wrong one. So this might actually not be Rod Kay's death site. This actually might be SH00TING's. We don't know though. But yeah, so according to News4Jack, he was killed here in 6 block. But then according to someone on Reddit claiming to be his brother, I don't know how accurate this is, someone on Reddit saying to be his brother, saying that he was killed on Dunn's Avenue up here a bit more to the north, and that he was actually out just driving around trying to go get blunts when he was killed. Which one actually was the case, I will probably never know, because these cases just never really get solved, especially after like almost 2.5 years now. Unfortunately, his family's probably not going to have closure. But now moving on to the theories though, there's a few different theories on who got him. So there's theory 1 saying that it was his own friends. He got backdoored, he was killed on accident or whatever, and to avoid getting charged with anything, they just left him in the car, which would explain why allegedly there was no bullet holes in the car. This news article doesn't say anything about that though, so I don't know what news article they're talking about, but they're saying that there was no bullet holes on the exterior of the car, indicating that no one shot into the car. He might have been killed inside. What we do know is he was found inside the car though, so it's not like he got out, was shot, and then his friends ran away. He was found in the car, slumped over in the driver's seat. So that is possible that his friends killed him on accident and then just left him there, or it's possible that someone else like intentionally killed him. Whether that was 1200 or ATK, I mean, who really knows? 1200 really does diss him a lot. One thing that gives their side more credibility, I suppose, would be that they're always dissing him, and Spinabens even said, I told you that Rod Kay was dead before the news found his body, or something like that in drill time, which I don't know if that's true. I couldn't find anything with Spins mentioning Rod Kay at all between the time he was shot and when the discovery of his body was first reported by the news. So I don't know. I might just not have found it. It might be like an IG live or something that happened that I didn't see. But yeah, he ended up. A lot of people ended up dissing him, both on ATK and 1200. Mostly 1200 though. But Ace did go on IG live and he was self-snitching a lot. He was saying like, "Oh, I white chalk these people and da 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 da," and all this shit. So he says he has to like hop off live before he gets like incriminated or some shit, which is indicating he might have had something to do with it. But who really knows? It might have been like a joint 1200 and ATK thing, or just ATK, just 1200, or it might have just been his friends. Yeah, for fuck's sake. I mean, it could have been just some crackheads just saw him and just killed him and took like $2 out of his wallet or some shit. No one really knows because this case is so convoluted. But what we do know is he was killed on November 20th, the day after SH00TING, which does indicate, well, you can't deny the correlation of that, you know? SH00TING is killed and then one day later Rod K is killed. I personally, the theory that sits most right with me would probably be it was either a backdoor by his friends, an accidental backdoor, like they were driving around messing with the guns and then they shot him and they were like, oh shit, we can't take him to the hospital because we'll get charged for murder. Just left him in the car and dipped. Or that he was spinning and 1200 caught him. I just don't know how that would exactly happen because he was killed up here, so it's like, and they say he was on a drill, so it's like, how does that make any sense? If he was here, if he got caught like over here somewhere in 1200 block, they killed him, kind of like with Mookie, then that would make more sense. But it's like he was killed on the north side. We know that he was killed on the north side, whether it was 6 block or Dunn's Avenue. He was killed on the north side, so they would have you believe that they were out spinning while Rod K was getting ready to spin, but before he could even spin, they killed him. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense. And if he was killed on Dunn's Avenue, why would he be spinning? There's no ops there that I know of. I mean, 2nd Street, possibly. I think 2nd Street is like around here. This is where 2nd Street is. 00 is over here, but why would he be spinning to 00? That doesn't make any sense. 00 aren't 6 block's main ops, or VLM's main ops. Keep shooting, possibly. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense. If 1200 killed SH00TING, which I do believe, and he was trying to get back at 1200, why the hell would he be up here? He'd be like in the completely opposite direction. He'd be trying to go here, and this is where 1200 is, not here. So I don't really understand how that happened. I mean, this case is so complicated, and it's so convoluted. I mean, there's 2 different shooting locations, all these different, oh yeah, he was killed in 6 block, he was trying to spin, oh no, he wasn't trying to spin, he was just trying to get blunts. It's very complicated. It's kind of a mindfuck, but that's just it. I mean, not really much I can say after that, other than, shit, I hope his family gets closure. I hope the people responsible, I guess, get arrested, but it's probably not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, Rod K, RIP Rod K, he was a pretty unique rapper. He was pretty good. I'm not gonna say he was like the best thing ever. A lot of people seem to think he was like the next coming of Christ, but I mean, he was a decent rapper. But in my opinion, he wasn't like he was fine. He was good. I think he could have done a lot more. But this isn't about his music or my personal taste in music. This is just about the case. Yeah, but it is a pretty complicated case. We don't know too much about what happened to him, unfortunately. But yeah. That's all. I just wanted to kind of clear some things up. If I do make more cases in the future talking about this sort of stuff, I can guarantee it's not going to be as complicated as this, because this is a pretty bad start, because it's so damn complicated. I picked like the most convoluted case to start with. The only other one I could think that would be as like complicated as this would maybe be like the blow crazy HFE situation. But even then, that's pretty straightforward too. It's just no one knows who did it. But yeah, I'm probably going to cover that one next because it was extremely gruesome. But yeah, this was just Rod K. Quick little thing. Yeah, that's all.